Listen to me carefully. Average is not something that happens to you. Average is a choice every single day. You wake up and make decisions that either move you closer to greatness or drag you into mediocrity. Most people settle because it's comfortable. They hit snooze on their alarms. They scroll on social media for hours. They take the easy path and they tell themselves, I'll do better tomorrow. Let me tell you something. Tomorrow doesn't owe you anything. The time to be great is now. The moment to break free from averages is very second. Average doesn't demand sacrifice. It doesn't demand focus, discipline, or resilience. Average doesn't care if you have dreams, if you have goals, if you were born to shine. It only asks one thing: that you settle, that you blend in, that you tell yourself, this is good enough. But I'm telling you right now, good enough is not good enough if you're destined for greatness. You have to recognize that your potential is bigger than the life average people are living. The world doesn't owe you your dreams. Nobody is going to hand you greatness. You've got to get up and fight for it. Let me break it down. Average people follow the crowd. They take the path of least resistance. They wait for permission, for validation, for someone else to open the door. But greatness, real greatness, doesn't wait. It doesn't ask. It creates. It wakes up while everyone else is asleep. It studies while everyone else is distracted. It works while everyone else is resting. If you want to stop being average, you have to start making decisions that scare you. Decisions that push you out of your comfort zone. Decisions that say, I am not like everyone else, and I refuse to settle for the ordinary. Here's the truth. Average is everywhere. It's in the streets. It's in the schools. It's in the workplace. It's in your own mind if you let it in. You have to fight it. You have to tell yourself that you are capable of more than what society expects. You have to look in the mirror and say, I am not average, and I will never be average. And I don't mean saying it once. I mean repeating it until it becomes a part of your DNA. Average doesn't stand a chance against a mind that is committed to excellence. But let me warn you, breaking free from average is not easy. It's uncomfortable. It's lonely at times. People might laugh at you. They might call you obsessed or extreme. They might try to pull you back into mediocrity. That's because average doesn't like to be challenged. Average wants to keep you small. But if you are willing to endure the struggle, to work when no one is watching, to sacrifice the temporary pleasures for permanent success, you will rise above it. And once you do, there is no going back. You can never be satisfied with just good enough again, because you have tasted what it feels like to be extraordinary. So today, make a choice. Decide that average will no longer define your life. Decide that excuses will no longer control your destiny. Decide that you will push harder, grind longer, and fight fiercer than everyone around you. Stop waiting for opportunity. Create it. Stop looking for permission. Give it to yourself. Stop living small. Expand into the greatness that is waiting inside you. Average is a choice, my friend. And today, you get to choose greatness instead. Listen to me closely. Talent will only get you so far. Motivation will only carry you for a moment. If you really want to separate yourself from the crowd, if you really want to stop being average, there's one secret you need to understand. You have to outwork everyone when no one is watching. The real work doesn't happen on stage. It doesn't happen when people are applauding you or praising you. It happens in the quiet moments, the early mornings, the late nights, the lonely hours when nobody is checking in on you, nobody is clapping, and nobody is even aware that you're grinding. Average people do what's required. They show up when they have to. They give effort when everyone is watching, and they stop when it's inconvenient. But greatness happens in the invisible hours, the hidden moments, the grind nobody else can see. You have to be willing to push harder, study longer, practice more, and sacrifice consistently even when nobody will ever know. That is what separates champions from the rest. That is how you win when everyone else is asleep. Let me tell you something. The difference between someone who is average and someone who is exceptional is not luck. It's not talent. It's not timing. It's work ethic. It's the commitment to do more than anyone else, to give more than anyone else, to keep going when everyone else quits. When you are willing to put in the work others refuse, you create a margin that no one can compete with. The world rewards those who are consistent, disciplined, and relentless. And the only way to build that is by outworking everyone, day in and day out, even when it's uncomfortable. Think about this for a moment. The person who is grinding while others are partying is the person who will have a different life 5 years from now. The student who studies when others are scrolling is the one who will pass with honors. The entrepreneur who works nights and weekends is the one who will dominate the market. None of this is easy. None of this is glamorous. None of this gets immediate attention. But slow and steady wins the race. And the race is won in private before it is celebrated in public. Here's the hard truth. Most people quit before they even get close to their full potential. They give up when the work gets hard, when the pressure rises, when the results don't come immediately. But if you want to outwork everyone, you cannot quit. You cannot be lazy. You cannot settle for mediocrity. You have to push past the pain, push past the fatigue, and push past the distractions. Because here's what I know. When you work while others are resting, when you grind while others are scrolling, when you fight when others fold, you are building something invisible right now that will one day be visible to the world. Outworking everyone is not just about physical effort. It's about mental toughness. It's about being disciplined, being focused, and committing to the process when nobody else believes in you. It's about embracing the struggle and using it as fuel. Every step you take in private, every hour you put in while others sleep, every sacrifice you make is an investment in your future. And when the world finally sees your success, they will say, wow, how did they do it? And you will smile and know the truth. They didn't see the 4 a.m. mornings, the long nights, the grind that nobody noticed. That's the secret. That's the power. That's why you will never be average. So here's the challenge. Start today. Decide right now that no one will outwork you. Decide that no one will outshine you because of effort alone. Push harder than yesterday. Grind longer than last week. Sacrifice more than last year. Outwork everyone when no one is watching. And I promise you the world will have no choice but to notice, because greatness is not given. It is earned. One unseen hour at a time. Listen to me. Average wants success without sacrifice. Average wants the reward without paying the price. But let me tell you something. If you are serious about breaking free from mediocrity, if you are serious about being great, you have to be willing to sacrifice today for the life you want tomorrow. There is no shortcut. There is no magic. There is only sacrifice, grind, and relentless effort. If you want a life that others dream of, you have to do what others refuse to do. Sacrifice isn't easy. It's uncomfortable. It's lonely. It means saying no to nights out, to distractions, to temporary pleasures. It means choosing the pain of discipline over the pain of regret. Average people complain about missing out. They want to stay in their comfort zone, and they wonder why they're stuck. But greatness is not found in comfort. Greatness is forged in the fire of sacrifice. Every hour you work while others rest. Every extra mile you run, every extra page you study, it all counts. That's the deposit you're making into your future. And one day you will reap the rewards. Let me be real with you. You keep living for today. If you keep chasing pleasure and avoiding discomfort, you will always be average. You cannot eat tomorrow if you are unwilling to pay the price today. You have to delay gratification. You have to put in the work while others are partying. You have to grind while others are sleeping. Success doesn't come to the lazy, to the comfortable, or to the distracted. Success comes to the person who is willing to sacrifice, to endure, and to push beyond the limits of what they think they can handle. Sacrifice is not just about time, it's about choices. Every choice you make either moves you closer to your goals or keeps you stuck. Will you spend your money on entertainment or on tools that build your future? Will you spend your energy scrolling on social media or on studying, learning, and improving yourself? Will you waste your life seeking comfort, or will you endure temporary pain to create permanent success? These choices define you. These choices separate the average from the extraordinary. Every time you choose sacrifice over comfort, you are stepping closer to greatness. Here's the truth: the life you want is not going to fall into your lap. Nobody is going to hand it to you. If you want wealth, freedom, respect, and success, you have to go earn it. And earning it requires sacrifice. It requires doing what others won't. It requires a mindset that says, I am willing to work harder, longer, and smarter than anyone else because I refuse to be average. The path of sacrifice is tough, but it is the only path to greatness. And don't get it twisted, sacrifice is temporary, but the rewards are permanent. The long nights, the early mornings, the disciplined choices, they all pay off. One day, you will look back and realize that every moment of discomfort, every lonely night, every note you said to temporary pleasures was worth it. You will eat tomorrow because you work today. You will win tomorrow because you sacrifice today. That is the power of discipline. That is the power of commitment. That is the difference between average and extraordinary. So here's my challenge to you: decide right now that you are willing to pay the price. Decide today that comfort is no longer your priority. Decide that your dreams are more important than your excuses. Sacrifice today, grind today, endure today. Because tomorrow, when you look back, you will see that every single moment of struggle led you to a life that average people can only dream of. Sacrifice is the bridge from mediocrity to greatness. Cross it, and you will never be the same. Listen carefully, average quits. When the work gets hard, when the results are slow, when life hits you with challenges, average people fold. They throw in the towel, they make excuses. They tell themselves, I'll try again tomorrow, and then tomorrow never comes. But if you are serious about breaking free from mediocrity, if you are serious about living a life that others only dream of, you have to make a decision that quitting is no longer an option. You see, quitting is a mindset, and it's contagious. Once you allow it, it spreads. It starts small, missing one workout, skipping one study session, ignoring one opportunity, and before you know it, your entire life is average because you chose to quit too many times. But champions, winners, and extraordinary people understand one simple truth. Quitting is never a solution. There is always a way. There is always a strategy. There is always a path forward if you refuse to give up. Deciding that quitting is off the table means committing to a level of mental toughness that most people don't understand. It means showing up when you don't feel like it. It means grinding when the world is telling you to rest. It means putting in the work even when nobody believes in you. Average people stop when motivation fades. Champions keep going. The difference is not talent, luck, or opportunity. It's commitment. It's a decision to keep pushing no matter what. Let me tell you something. Challenges are not the reason people quit. They are the test of your commitment. Life is going to hit you. Life is going to push back. Life is going to try to knock you off course. And in those moments when everyone else is falling apart, the person who has decided that quitting is no longer an option will keep moving. They will dig deeper. They will find strength they didn't know they had. They will keep fighting until they win. That is how greatness is born, not in comfort, not in ease, but in the struggle. The truth is, you don't need more motivation. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like the wind. What you need is commitment. What you need is a decision so strong that quitting is not even a thought in your mind. Make a promise to yourself that no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many obstacles appear, no matter how slow progress seems, you will not stop. You will not back down. You will not settle. Because average people quit when things get hard, but extraordinary people get stronger. Deciding to never quit is not just about achieving your goals. It's about becoming the kind of person who cannot be stopped. It's about developing resilience, toughness, and an unshakable mindset. It's about proving to yourself that you are stronger than fear, stronger than doubt, and stronger than every obstacle in your path. When you make quitting impossible, you are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You are in control of your destiny. So here's my challenge to you. Make the decision right now. Declare it to yourself. Declare it to the world. Quitting is not an option. Commit to showing up every day, to doing the work, to pushing through the pain, and to chasing your dreams with everything you've got. Because when quitting is off the table, there is only one way to go forward. When you decide that average is unacceptable and giving up is not allowed, you unlock a level of power, discipline, and greatness that most people will never experience. Remember, this winners are not born. They are made. They are made in the moments when quitting seems easy, when giving up feels justified, when the world is against them. But they push anyway, they fight anyway, they rise anyway. Decide today that you will be one of those people. Decide that quitting is no longer an option. And watch as your life transforms from ordinary to extraordinary because you refuse to settle, refuse to quit, and refuse to be average.